Hi, this is John Roberts from Pivotal Software, and this is a quick update on the Pivotal Greenplum on AWS product listings. Version 4.2 was just published and contains a lot of great new enhancements. Here are the two listings for the BYOL and hourly billed products in the AWS Marketplace, and for the demo, we'll just focus on the BYOL listing. But they're essentially the same, just a billing difference. So in addition to upgraded to Pivotal Greenplum version 5.20. Command Center is up to 4.7, and CentOS has been upgraded to 7.6. You can now deploy Pivotal Greenplum cluster in either a new VPC or use an existing VPC. So this has been using an existing VPC has been a request from a lot of different customers. I'm really excited about having this available now. Be sure to check out the documentation and the release notes here. It has a lot of information regarding all these enhancements and the configuration, architecture, so forth, all about running Greenplum on AWS. So let's get started here and show you the different configuration changes. So fulfillment option, now there's a VPC cluster, a new VPC cluster, or use an existing VPC cluster. We'll first start with a new VPC cluster to show you the changes here. We'll use CloudFormation, launch, and we'll jump in and just check out the parameters here. So, internet access. This is indicates whether or not the master node will have a public IP address or not. So another request from customers have said they don't want to have any internet access. You have to use a jump box to get to the Greenplum cluster. You can now do this rather easily by specifying false here. That will deploy a Greenplum cluster without any IP address on the internet at all. Another enhancement regarding internet access is the segment nodes will no longer have a public IP address at all. Only the master will have if specified, a internet IP address. And here's the VPC information. This will be a new VPC, so you can configure this as needed, but you can usually leave this default for your new VPC that we created for your cluster. Another option that's been changed here is the deployment option for a master node. You can now specify different instance type versus the segment nodes. If you pick a single node, which is the default here, it'll just use the master node for the configuration of the cluster. But if you specify more than one node, one master and 4 segments, this will be the master node configuration, the R5 X large with a 500 gigabyte disk, data disk, and then the segment nodes, there will be 4 in this case, with the optimal 12.5 terabytes disk size. Now you can get more information regarding disk size in the release notes. It talks about how you get better throughput with the larger disks, and this also specifies the number of data disks per instance type. So some of the smaller instance types don't get as much benefit from having more disks, while the larger ones do get benefit, so they've been configured optimally for each instance type. And then all the rest of this, the optional installs, that remains the same as the last version. So let's jump back to using an existing VPC. And again, we'll launch CloudFormation and jump right into the parameters. And you can see that now the VPC is a dropdown. You see a list of different VPCs available to you. The private subnet, this is for the communication between the nodes in the cluster. This needs to be within the VPC you pick. And again, you can now specify whether or not you want the master node to have an internet IP address or not. And then the public subnet. So if you pick an internet access to be true, the subnet that for the master node needs to be able to have access to the internet. If you pick false here, you still need to provide a value for the public subnet, so this should be the same as the private subnet. The rest is the same. Again, the same master node configuration that's different from the segment nodes if needed. And you can save a lot of money, right? Because you don't need to have a really large master node for most clusters, and you can have a lot less data size on the master node versus the others. There are a whole lot of other features and enhancements to the Marketplace listing. You can check those out in the release notes. And down here in the enhancements for section, it shows you all the different enhancements. So we're really excited about the enhancements to the AWS Marketplace and for version 4.2, which has a whole lot of great new features, and really excited about seeing customers use it. Thanks.